Hi everyone, today I'm going to go over Pixies with you guys. Pixies are a large subcategory of Fae. They do not have any specific role in nature, such as sylphs purify air, Indians purify water, gnomes help things grow. They don't really do any of that. Their job is pretty much to go out, have fun, and play tricks on people. And their tricks, their tricks are extremely dangerous. I want to give you fair warning on these guys. If there's a lot of good reasons to make friends with them, but if you ever piss these guys off, their tricks can be fatal. That doesn't make them unseelie court. That doesn't make them unfriendly. It's kind of up to the individual. For Pixies, it's, they're all kind of just somewhere between seelie and unseelie. They're on that border. Anyways, they originated in Northern Europe, but now seem to be more prevalent in, Southwestern Europe. And then, the word pixie actually came from piske. It's a Swedish word. It means little fairy. A couple different types that are in here are buka, also known as knockers. They're found in tin mines, and they will, they will knock on the walls of the mine, either to tell people, hey, there's going to be a cave-in, in some theories, and it's probably true for some of them. Some of them will actually cause cave-ins. And then there's things such as pukas, which will lead you into the forest and they'll lead you into the forest and they'll leave you there. But they'll return you home after you've collapsed from exhaustion or fear. And then there's spriggans. I actually don't have a lot of information on them. But those are just three of the different types that are in here. I think I'll talk about pukas a lot. I have a lot of information on them. I have some knowledge of dealing with them. As for things they like and things they don't like, how you know you're attracting them. They love horses. Enough to steal or borrow them. They will actually, if a horse has been ridden by a pixie, there will be a knotted ring in its mane. They have a weakness for the finery in life. Things such as silk ribbons are highly prized among them. Fine wine. Gold and silver coins. Quarters and dimes do not cut it. It has to be real silver if they want it. They are very greedy. I will say that. But if you spoil them, they will spoil you back. I have a myth of a farmer who befriended pukas. It goes like... A farmer's son named Fadrag one day noticed the invisible presence of a puka brushing by, and he called out to him, offering his coat. The puka appeared in the guise of a young bull, and told him to come to the old mill that night. From that time onward, the pukas came secretly into the mill, and did the milling. They turned corn into flour. Fadrag fell asleep the first night, but later concealed himself in a chest so that he could get sight of them. And later, after this night, presented them with a silk suit. After receiving this gift, the pukas left to go see a little of the world. But by then, the farmer had enough fortune to retire and give his son an education. Later at Fadrag's wedding, the pukas left a gift of a golden cup filled with a drink that would ensure their happiness. So this is just one of many tales. Most tales are about children being abducted by pixies, and, them leading you to the forest and then returning you to your bed once you've passed out. There's also myths about them causing cave-ins. There's a lot of a lot of more bad myths than good myths on these guys. But there are good ones out there. And if you make friends out of them, not enemies, they are extremely helpful to have around the house. Or to have in your life. So, most pixies are wingless, but some pixies, such as the pixies of Devonshire and Cornwall, are said to have wings. But most of them are, some are humanoid with animal-like features, such as the pukas. I'll post pictures of a bunch of the different types of pixies for you guys in Wiccan Beginnings. But most of them are described as tiny and all human. So they look exactly like us, they're just smaller. Like, yay high. Yeah. Alright. So, I know a bunch of you guys are building fairy gardens. If you don't want pixies, I'm sorry, there's really no way of getting rid of just the pixies. It's either you get rid of all the fae or you invite all the fae. They like, again, really lavish, really pretty things. So if you're building a really nice fairy garden, you're probably going to get these guys. Things you can do to protect yourself when you're in your fairy garden is wear your clothes inside out. If you wear them inside out, it'll confuse pixies, but other fae, such as gnomes and brownies and sylph, undine, all those guys, should be unfazed by it. So, good luck with that. I did say earlier, I do have some personal experience with these guys. I had a couple of these guys a couple days ago playing tag in my house. So I left them out some wine. I didn't really have any expensive wine, I just had cheap wine. But I poured them some wine, and I left it out. And the next day, I went up, and I picked up the wine, and it was turned into water. I didn't get cursed or anything, but it was kind of like an F you, we're not going to drink this. So there's some simple things like that. When I was younger, I was pixie-led a lot, actually. I would ride my bike out, and I'd end up, luckily I had my cell phone on me. I'd be gone, 8-10 hours riding my bike, and I'd call my parents up and be like, hey, I have no idea where I am. I'm going to say I don't usually have a great sense of direction anyways. When I'm driving, I get lost all the time. But if I'm walking or if I'm riding my bike, I usually memorize where I'm going, because I got to get home somehow. So I've called them up a couple times. I was lost near a horse farm. Go figure, right? So I had my phone on me, so I called my parents and they came and got me. A couple other things, I first learned how to craft wands. I would go out in the woods and I'd sit down with the pixies and the fae. And they would show me how to do it, and I would mimic them. And I started learning how to carve and craft wands when I was in 2nd grade. All this is, so they are really knowledgeable, and they are really, really good to have around the house and have in your life. Just be smart, don't, if they offer you something and you haven't given them something, don't take it. But if you've given them something really nice, like a silver or gold coin, a ribbon of silk, something really nice to them, and then they offer you something, take it. It'll definitely be something good. But anyways, that's pretty much all I have on these guys. Share your experiences, ask questions, stuff like that. I'll see you guys next video. Alright.